Isn't it funny how the people you'd think would have everything figured out are often the ones who feel the most lost? It's this strange paradox, and if you've ever felt it, trust me, you are not alone. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your brain is this amazing supercomputer that can see every angle and solves these incredibly complex problems. But that same brain gets stuck in a loop at 2 a.m. just asking, what am I even doing with my life? If that question just hit you right in the gut, then you're in the right place. That feeling, it's not a sign that you're broken. It's actually a side effect of having a really powerful mind. So let's break down why this actually happens. All right, first up, and this is the big one, the curse of overthinking. This is where that amazing brain of yours can, well, start working against you, making clarity feel just completely impossible to find. This is really the heart of it. See, for a lot of people, a choice is simple. It's option A or option B. But for you, you see paths A through Z, and then you see the alternate timelines for each of those paths with all the pros and cons. It's not a gift, it's total analysis paralysis. So, what happens when you're standing there faced with 100 different uncertain roads? You do nothing. You just freeze because the risk of picking the wrong road feels so huge, so overwhelming. You're stuck, not because you have no options, but because you have way too many. And this little story just illustrates that paralysis perfectly, doesn't it? The planner is so obsessed with finding the absolute perfect strategy that they never even get in the game. Meanwhile, the doer just jumps in, messes up, learns, adapts, and actually makes real progress. See, clarity doesn't come from more thinking, it comes from doing. And this brings us to a really crucial point. We have to be honest with ourselves about what's really driving all this endless planning. Because a lot of the time, what we call being strategic or thorough is actually something else entirely. Does this look familiar? That fear of picking a career and then hating it in 5 years? The fear of pouring all your time into something that just fizzles out. These aren't logical problems to be solved. They're emotional. And they keep you stuck in thinking mode because thinking feels safe while taking action feels incredibly risky. This is it, right here. This is the core idea. Your own intelligence becomes the perfect excuse, the perfect disguise for your fear. It gives you all these legitimate sounding reasons to just stay put, to do a little more research, and to wait for that perfect, risk-free moment that, let's be honest, is never, ever going to come. But look, it's not just an internal battle going on in your head. The second major reason this happens is how you see the world around you. This, this heightened awareness can feel less like a superpower and more like a really heavy weight. You can't just go along with the default path, can you? Your mind is wired to deconstruct everything. Why this career? What does success even mean, really? Is this whole societal structure the best way to do things? It's a powerful trait for sure, but it comes with a massive downside. I mean, if you're constantly yanking a plant out of the ground to check on its roots, it's never gonna grow, right? When you question the very foundation of everything, you lose the ability to actually commit to anything. You're so busy examining the blueprints that you never get around to building the house. This awareness also means you're probably not interested in just one little thing. Your curiosity is all over the place. You see these cool connections between business and art, technology and psychology. But trying to pursue all of them feels like trying to catch 10 birds at once, and you just end up with empty hands. Your problem isn't a lack of passion, it's a lack of focus. And then, to top it all off, there's the pressure from the outside world. People have probably been telling you your whole life, oh, you're so smart, you'll figure it out, or you have so much potential. But those compliments, they start to feel really heavy. Their belief in you turns into this impossible internal standard. I can't fail, I can't choose wrong, I have to do something extraordinary. No pressure, right? So after all this, the overthinking, the constant questioning, the insane pressure, it's so easy to feel like you're just failing at life. But what if? What if we've been looking at this whole thing completely backward? Just let that sink in for a second. That feeling of being lost, it's not a symptom of failure. It is a direct result of your heightened awareness, awareness of yourself, of the world, of all the infinite paths you could take. It's actually a sign that your mind is operating on a totally different level. Okay, so if being lost is just a side effect of being aware, how in the world do you move forward? That brings us to our final part, the one simple shift that can literally change everything. This is it, This is the single most important thing to get. After years and years of analyzing, you have to finally accept that the answer is not hiding somewhere in your head. It's out there, in the real world. Clarity is a byproduct of action, not something you need before you can start. Here is the whole strategy, right here. Just stop trying to solve the giant, impossible puzzle of your entire life. That question is way too big, it's paralyzing. Instead, just shrink your focus way, way down. Ask yourself, what's one small, imperfect, curious step I can take right now? That's it. That is the entire game. And with that tiny shift in mind, I want to leave you with one last, really powerful reframe, a totally new way to think about this feeling you've been carrying around for so long. Think about that. That feeling of being lost, that weird disconnect you feel. Maybe it's just the gap between your super advanced internal world and your current external reality. Your awareness, your potential, your ideas, they've all raced ahead, and your actual life is just in the process of catching up. We can even give it a name. Forget being a late bloomer. You're an early bloomer. Your consciousness, your mind, it bloomed first. And now it's just time for the rest of your life to catch up to it. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What if all this anxiety, all this confusion, isn't a sign that you're off track at all? What if it's actually the clearest sign there is that you are right on the verge of becoming who you were always meant to be? So be patient with yourself, okay? This stuff takes time. But please don't let that patience become another excuse to stay paralyzed. Take that next small step. The path, it turns out, is made by walking.